more on this. Stephen Horrell, a senior fellow at the Centre for European Policy Analysis, joins us now from Annapolis in Maryland. Welcome to the programme. Your assessment of the peace talks that were held here in Istanbul?
Yeah, I'd agree with what was said before. These are positive signals, positive moves potentially, but the truth will be in what Russia truly does. So, for instance, the talk of pulling back from Kiev, this could just be repositioning to prepare for another round.
And what do you read then into what Russia has publicly said?
I think what you're going to see is President Putin and his circle will try and spin whatever they get as a victory, as a win, even though it looks to everyone like their initial intent was to take over the whole country, to oust the Zelensky administration, to put in a pliant government there. They've fallen well short of that. However, if they get some sort of a ceasefire back to the lines around the Donbass and the Crimean Peninsula, they will try and paint that as a victory for them as well.
And so basically where we are right now after these peace talks, would you say is it's a case of watching what President Putin actually, what he says and what he actually does? Is that a fair assessment?
Very fair assessment. So a military stalemate could still be dangerous for the people of Ukraine. And then the political settlement, again, will be very dependent on how they actually uphold their end of the bargain.
And so where does everything go next, the military action and also the diplomacy that we saw here today?
On the military side, I think we are seeing that Russia has refocused on, again, that eastern part of the country where the Russian-led separatists in Donbass region, they're going to focus on Mariupol, continue that, which allows them to connect to the illegally annexed Crimea. And if they can get a favorable solution across the south and in the east, they'll feel they're in a much stronger bargaining position. So then you get into the peace talks and what has gone on. And yes, to a certain extent, the Russian removal of denazification, demilitarization, acceptance of an EU membership, even if there's NATO off the table, all positive steps. But again, this is not a final peace deal until it is finalized.
And we heard from the Pentagon in the last hour that the Ukraine war, these are their words, is proving to be more than Russia anticipated. Is that also your assessment?
Absolutely. Again, Russia expected a quick victory, both better success on the battlefield. They underestimated the Ukrainian armed forces. They didn't realize that the Ukrainian armed forces of 2022 are not the same as those of 2014. And they very much underestimated the Ukrainian national identity and the ability of the population to rally. I think to a certain extent, Putin and other decision makers really believed what they were saying about expecting the Ukrainian people, whom they view as little Russians, to welcome them far more than they did.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your analysis and your time, Stephen Horrell.